Are you looking for professional broadcasting on a budget? How about broadcast with colorful commentary, guest commentators, and after-race interviews? Do your league branding and social media graphics need a facelift? Custom results and series graphics looking like a fifth grader did them? Event organization taking up way too much of your time? Engage GTCtv and let us help you show the world your events. Welcome everybody to GT Champions. You are here with us at GTCtv bringing you the ENVY Simsports GT3 Sprint Series. We are round 5 and it is brought to us by Coach Dave at Delta. You got to go check that out. That's a pretty cool little setup there. And of course SimGrid. So it is time for yet another race here at the GT3 Sprint Series. It's been a lot of fun so far this season. We've got about 20 cars here visiting with us today, and 3 Canadians, which seems appropriate for the track that we're going to be at today. I feel like there should be some more, but there are not. Any case, welcome aboard, everybody. We are round 5 here. It's a very interesting track, a couple really sharp corners there. You'll see those on the top left side of your map. That's turns 5A and 5B. It's called Moss Corner, and it is going to be a spot where lots of action is going to be happening. Super short pit straight on the track coming out of the final turn. There's 10 turns in total here. And the GT3 lap record there, 1:15, set just about a year ago, actually, in the Corvette Z06. I see some people on track right now turning low 1:16s. So we got some guys trying to keep pace with the real life racers. So it's pretty awesome. Anyway, so let's talk about who's here today. That's me. I'm Chris. I'll be doing the play-by-play along with my friend Fry right next door. What's up, Fry?
Hello, hello. I haven't got my hair yet, but I still look good.
All right, Pix is here. Say hello, Pix.
Hello.
He might have. There he is. There he is. He's probably like, Chris, I wasn't ready. I had my hand muted. And Itan is out there somewhere in the clouds watching us as we do our job here. Thanks to all of you that are here. Big Red, we see you there in the chat. Nice to see you here. Man. Okay. These guys are getting their laps done. We're going to talk a little bit about their calendar and what's coming up. We have ourselves some interesting races coming up. There was a change to the schedule that that we did not get covered here. Sorry about that. We will be racing this weekend here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. That's where we are now. And then we will be off next weekend for the Daytona 24 hours. So those next 2 rounds, those will be skipped or pushed out 1 week. So keep that in mind, folks. And we'll be bringing that action back to you. Fry's going to be here with me to do all of that. And so we'll keep an eye on things. One of us is going to bring you all the love. And then the 3 hours of Bathurst, that's coming February something, isn't that right, Pix?
15, yeah.
Yeah, February 15th, we're going to see the 3 hours of Bathurst. What a fun track. And so, yeah, got a couple of sponsors down there. An additional one, Triple Stint, I believe they're racing gloves. So, yeah, a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. I don't know yet if we're broadcasting that one. Haven't figured that one out yet. We'll see how that goes.
More people need to register. So
well, yeah,
people
need to get a lot of people in there.
Yeah, get your teams in there, and we'll broadcast that for sure.
There you go. There you go. Fry, check out how close that is up at the top. That is insane.
This is the AM standings. I was reading that last time because we couldn't find cars that weren't there because, you know, we were looking at the AM standings. So we're looking at the AM standings now as we're Gabriel Grosser is up by 3 points over Nathan Nickerson. And Mr. Tanicrit back there in third, only about 12 or 22 points back. So I think he is a guy who likes to kind of sneak up late in the season. And we're going to have to maybe get with John on those dates, because I just looked at the dates today, and the 24 hours of Daytona is at the 24th. The
real one.
Right.
Right, but the iRacing Daytona 24-hour is next weekend. iRacing.
I was like, no.
No, yours truly is going to be participating in a couple of stints. I hope. We're still trying to work that out. So.
Oh yeah, if we're broadcasting, I definitely want to lock in. Anytime you're in the car, get you on camera.
No, don't ruin it for the team.
Parker out front in the Ford Mustang, leading the pro class. His teammate Austin Diltz just a smidgen behind that, and Mr. Vevers. That's their Achilles right there. If he can get a race together without something bad happening, he's probably going to take over the points lead. So a lot of the other guys are looking for these guys to have bad luck so they can catch back up.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that about Parker. There is a little bit of spice for this here race because, and Pix is, look at that. Pix even has it all on the screen. Look at that. Pix, you amaze me every single time, buddy. I never know what to expect. So, actually, I do know what to expect. Perfection, and it happens pretty often. So here's the deal. Parker Dime is going to be the champion if these things happen. Look how close that is. If he can win, if he can get first place with the fastest lap, and Austin and Alex finish worse than that, he wins. If he gets first, they have to finish differently. So that is how close this is going to be for Parker to figure out during the race today. So,
and kind of hard on the way from your teammate every time he's right behind you every race.
Yep.
One bad thing, one bad move, man, and that teammate's got you. Every point counts, and they're all fighting for the wonderful trophy that I like so much. And 6 people get trophies. Top 3 in pro and top 3 in AM. And they also and one driver does get the I think the school, right?
Yep.
I can't remember his name. I'm drawing a blank.
The Coach Dave.
Coach Dave, thank you.
Yep.
Chris with the save.
I'm just reading the screen.
I can't see it. It's too far away.
All right, what are you at a movie theater? How cool would that be?
I'm pretty far away from the TV, but yeah, it's like right when I get down to that little fine print, I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Somebody's getting old. Somebody's getting old.
I am not. I have 40-40 vision, my friend.
There you go. 40-40, perfect.
It's doubly good.
Not looking great for Parker at the moment while he's turning some laps. It looks like Vevers is holding about a half a second lead on him in the lap times anyway here for the qualifying. Now he's got his lap here. Let's see, how's he doing? He's on his second lap. He's in second place. I love that. It says seconds. Anyway, all right. So look at that. He's ahead on his first sector. Couple sectors to go. Maybe he can get somewhere. Vivers is already in the pits, so I wonder if he's completed his already. I think he has.
And that's what we've seen is he qualifies really well. We get to the race and things seem to happen once he gets to the race. But right now, look at the qualifying. Look how close everybody is.
Yeah. Well, if you saw what I could see, the last lap for both Parker and Vevers were different by 0.03 of a second. So Parker not so good that second sector. He needs to find some extra time in this last part. This is his last chance to see what he's got here. Short pit straight. And let's see, how did that go? No improvement. So yeah, in fact, he was 0.2 slower that lap from his best lap. So he's gonna have to start in the back. What do you think about that, Fry? While Ricky Renner is still out there. Actually, he's going.
Well, you know, he is driving a Mustang, so he can tank his way right to the front.
Hey guys, hang on one second. Fry, can you take over for a second? Thanks.
It's Ricky Renner, right? Because I kept calling him Retro Renner last time. Ricky Coffin. I was going to say, I think he knew it right when he came out of that last corner. He really wasn't going to make any improvements on his time. So it looks like that's pretty much, I think he was our last guy, so that's going to be our starting grid. Pix is over there working his magic. It's a nice layout of the track. That is a long back straightaway with like uphill and downhill. I mean, I know they didn't put all the graphics in the game, but man, that thing is just like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and not a single 90-degree corner in this one. So
yeah, looks like it has a nice flow to it until you get on the track with about 20 other people.
yeah, this is like an oval for GT3 cars or something like that, because not a single 90-degree corner.
67 degrees and a 73% chance of rain. Uh-oh. We might see some weather impacting the race. Partly cloudy with a small breeze as usual. But I would be interested if we see some rain. We haven't seen John throw that at them yet. So Alexander Vevers will lead us off. Parker Dime in second. Austin Diltz in third. Crispin Hudson in fourth. Retro Coffin in fifth. Ricky Renner in sixth. Chris Hitty in seventh. Fuzzy Fazillo in eighth. Love saying his name. Never gets old. We skip somebody. Patrick Rich in ninth. Morgan Smith in 10th. Malik Boss in 11th. Gabriel Grozer in 12th. Nathan Nickerson also right behind him in the points. So they'll be starting close together. Javi Sierra in 14th. Kyle Mills Mayberry in 15th. And Matthew Noel in 16th. 17th is Terrell Lance. 18th is Jacob Hurd. 19th is Cayman Lackney. 20th, Eric Samano. 21st, Joseph Cronk, Mr. Consistency. And all the way in the back is Alberto Alvarez.
Yeah, he had a penalty, so he wasn't allowed to qualify.
So Mr. Penalty's got to start in the back. He has got his work cut out for him if he would like to make that run to the front. Alvy's been known as a guy who can start in the back and run to the front. But the level of competition over the last 2 seasons for these guys has grown. So he has got his work cut out for him today. And one thing about this grid, whether you are a pro class, whether you are an AM class, the grid is mixed together. It is based on your overall qualifying time. So however fast you were, they're all going to be mixed together. Looks like our highest AM driver is starting in 7th. Looks like the rest will be back in 12th, 13th, and 14th. But a lot of the races we've seen, we usually have our top 6 or 7 might be all pros, and those AM guys start creeping up throughout the race. We'll see if everybody can keep it clean as we get started. We have had some yellows in the past couple events, big wrecks right at the start. So I think everybody might be on their P's and Q's, but we'll have to find out.
We'll see about that. Hey, I sent a message to you guys in the chat. If you could take a look at that, just so you're aware. I have something urgent that just came up. I need to run my daughter to urgent care. So I need you guys, if you can take care of things. I was supposed to throw yellow flags if there's a yellow flag. I don't know who to tell that I can't do it. So folks, you'll be in good hands with Fry, and look forward to seeing you folks next time. Sorry, I gotta go.
Well, Chris has had family issues. As we know, family always comes first. got to go run and take care of a few things. So we will get started here. The good news is at least they get the nice long warm-up laps. We got a little time to get some things situated before we get started. So I will be taking the helm. I kind of feel a little small behind the steering wheel, but we'll be all right. So this will be interesting to see Vevers again leading us off. Last time Vevers had a penalty from crossing the pit line as he came in, received, I believe, a 40-second penalty, which absolutely costed him the race. Another race, he was out front, came across a lap car at absolutely the wrong spot, and fortunately cost him that win. So this guy is looking to start up front, run away from everybody, and get a great win today. As here we go, taking off green. Bever's going to lead us off. Going into turn one, Diamond Dilts right side by side. Coffin and Hitty's kind of getting square. We'll see who the teammates kind of work it out here. Parker Dime is going to take the position. Oh, Vevers is already off. Vevers has missed a turn and gone wide. Ooh, Patrick Rich getting a little squirrely in the background. Oh, Vevers having to settle back in line. Your pole sitter has already dropped, gone off, and now is in 12th position. Austin Dilts has now taken the lead as Parker Dime has had a bit of an issue. Your leader right now is Austin Dilts, Retro Coffin, Parker Dime, Chris Hitty, and Hudson are your top 5. Retro Renner has had a, see, I already did it. Ricky Renner has already had an issue and dropped back into 6th. I told you it is Ricky Renner and Retro Coffin. I get their names back and forth, so at least we know they're both driving a Porsche. It looks like a Grozer was right behind Renner and Hudson. Easy. And this is where it gets a little dicey at the beginning of the race. You've got the pros and the AMs both running together, and it is for overall position, but also for their classes. So they would just want to gain as many spots as they can at the start. Austin Dills will lead the first lap. Retro Coffin in 2nd, Parker Dunn in 3rd, Chris Hitty in 4th, and Hudson in 5th. Easy. Oh, I see grass going everywhere. Alberto trying to make his way up, starting all the way back, 23rd, 4th position. He's already made his way up to 16th, so he has gained some spots at the start. But he has still got a very long way to go if he wants to turn this into a good points day. Alexander Vevers was your pole sitter. Unfortunately, I think he missed turn 3 or 4. Oh, he goes around again. Vevers is having an absolutely catastrophic day. This is everything that Austin Dilts and Parker Dime want to see, as he is in 3rd trying to chase them down in the last couple rounds for the points. Oh, I wonder and he lost it, looked like all on his own. He was all by himself on that one. Hopefully he didn't get any help on that one, but at least it's comforting to know you can blame someone instead of yourself. Yeah, I think he just kind of got the curb, maybe a little too hot into there. Wow. No contact from anybody else. So, well, you know, the good news is we have not had to throw a yellow. So that is positive news. Oh, close. Retro Coffin is just got Austin Dilts all over him right now, as he has taken that spot and is our new leader. Coffin, your new leader, Austin Dilts and Parker Dime, the teammates, 2nd, 3rd. These two will run together, and they will definitely look to keep it that way. Yeah, I know, Chris, Mr. Or, you know, should I just call him Hitty or Heidi? Because you know I'm going to get it wrong. We all know I'm going to get it wrong. It's kind of what I do. That's why I come up with nicknames for people. It's usually a little easier for me. Yeah. So your top 3 still together, a little bit of a gap behind them. To 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th are all still running. Oh, maybe a little gap back there. So we're getting little groups of threes. These guys have kind of separated later in the race. We'll see little 2-car battles. I don't know how they keep doing that each race, but they definitely work on it. There's Crispin Hudson in the McLaren all over Mr. Hitty, trying to get there now. And Mr. Hitty is a real race car jackman and also a mechanic, and probably does all kinds of fun stuff and gets to play with all kinds of fun tools. But now he gets to see his skills with all his teammates, as I usually envision them behind him telling him what to do. A lot of backseat drivers, I guess, as everybody's kind of single filed out now, starting to get spaces in between cars. But that was the first 5 minutes. It's kind of been a little chaotic, but we didn't have any kind of massive collisions, which is always awesome. Oh, it looks like Patrick Rich has had a massive drama somewhere. Front end is definitely all bashed in. Still running strong though. He's not coming in the pits, not fixing any damage, so I think he's going to ride this one out. Running all the way back in 19th at the moment. Let's take a look, see what happened. Oh, I don't know if that's getting a little help or just getting in there. I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad I don't have to steward to find out. Definitely one part of the racing aspect that nobody envies. Did he have more though? Because I didn't see him picking. Yeah, he had to have hit something else. Well, we saw that in our F4 series. You know, somebody went in through a corner and their back right rear tire, I believe, was broken. So when they went into the corner, they did not make the corner. So Retro Coffin still trying to build a gap, as he is not doing, with Austin Dills right behind him, Parker Diamond third. And Hitty's going to do his best to stay in fourth. Hudson fifth. Ricky Renner in sixth. And as I said, these AM guys are going to start making their way up. Fuzzy Fazili has already made it up to 7th. Nathan Nickerson in 8th. Morgan Smith has now made it up to 9th. Malik Bass all the way up to 10th. Grozer all the way up to 11th. Alvey all the way from dead last to 12th place right now. Big moves being made at the start of the race.
He's made up 10 positions.
10 positions already. Alvey has made up. That is, this guy is moving. And I talk about it a lot, about tire wear. I am very hard on tires. Got to put my hand up on that one. I don't like them for some reason. I just like to burn them off the car and go as fast as I can. And as much as these guys push and as hard as they go, you would think that they're going to have to change tires. And I guarantee you, probably the top 7 aren't going to change tires. They're all just going to take fuel. Maybe toward the end of the race, they have to start going a little easier on them, but by then they've got the position. We haven't seen a lot of guys pit too early to take tires and see if they can push harder to make up time, but everybody has a different strategy to get through the race, so we'll see what everybody picks to do, chooses to do. Oh, easy. Oh, he's going to go inside. No, okay, I was like, that's not Lance. Lance always drives his BMW. That is Noel over Sierra. Sierra would like to get that spot back. Gonna look around the outside, not a good place to do that. And I'm not really familiar with this track. This is definitely not a place I have been to before, but I really like how it kind of flows. Looks like there is one slow corner, and that's it. Other than that, you are go. Don't do that. As they go to the slowest corner in the track. Well, if you're going to make contact, at least do it at the slowest part of the track. Sierra has now, I believe, dropped 3 positions on that. Terrell Lance driving his famous pink and black jewelry BMW. Forget what the name is on the jewelers. I think that's his family business. And folks, if you like what you see, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Tell friends. Maybe get the rig all warmed up and come join us. I gotta tell you, each race we do, the level of competition just keeps going up and up. It's like these guys feed off of each other. This is probably the most I've seen them stay that close together up front. And everyone it's almost like it's a drafting track. They're using that slipstream. With only a few corners to maybe separate them. So Retro Coffin out front, leading over Austin Dilts. Parker Dime starting to actually fall back a little bit from these two. I think Austin's just kind of happy to stay right there, work on his fuel, try to get him a little bit quicker pit stop, see if he can get out ahead of Retro. Retro's had some really good runs. He always just kind of seems to be in that top 5, in that 4th, 5th, 6th position, somewhere in there. So he is looking to have a giant points day and keep Mr. Parker Dime, who needed to get the fastest lap and win this race to have a chance today to kind of lock up the championship, has now got his work cut out for him. So everything we talk about, how we set it up, we kind of let you know how the points are going to work out. And very quickly, in 10 minutes, all that just changed. Isn't that amazing? How quickly everything in a race, a championship, can change that fast. And we see Vevers has had 2 spin-offs kind of on his own. Fast guy, but sometimes a fast car can be a little unstable and hard to control in a hour-long race. But I mean, he must have just gone in so hard on the cold tires. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of contact there.
I mean, I don't see any damage, but that was definitely a proctal cam if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think he'd have some damage on the front or the back, or maybe we'd be missing a camera at this point.
Uh-huh.
And Mr. Chris Kind. Yeah, some of the elevations, I mean, you can kind of see them on the TV. But it kind of like real life, it doesn't really do it much justice when you can't really feel that G-force or maybe that drop, throwing your stomach around, either up into your chest or into your gut.
Lots of battles. Cars are not as spread as on other trucks.
I'm telling you, I think that they are using that slipstream most of this track, especially that long back straightaway. They're able to just kind of tuck in, and that's keeping everybody a lot closer together than we've seen. I really like this track. It's kind of like if the old Le Mans from like 1960 had like a short version of it. Like this is what it would look like. Like if they had like a short course. Yeah, because it's wow, way out wide. It is. You can tell it's a very technical track. It's got some high speed to it. You miss a corner, you're slightly offline. You're probably going to end up going off into the grass like that. Oh, Vevers is doing everything he can to try to make his way back up to the front. If he can somehow pull a top 10 out of this race after 2 spins, I'd be massively impressed.
Yeah.
Terrell Lance in a different class, but again, still wants every position he can get. They are battling for their classes, but also for overall. Overall points matter. Wow. Vevers going underneath. He's going to get the job done on Terrell Lance. Probably going to let him go through right here. That's got to be just a one groove race line right there. There's no way 2 cars are going through that downhill. Somebody's coming out the wrong end on that.
These are best times. This is fastest lap.
Fastest lap so far, Austin Dilts. with a 115.790. But as you can clearly see, everybody's in the 115s just about. You got some 116s maybe a little further back. But lap after lap, can they do that? That's the question. Oh, Austin's getting a little impatient. I think he's trying to kind of fill up the Retro's mirror. Oh, the Retro having he's gonna get loose. Oh, he's kicking up grass. Wow.
That's why Austin got closer there.
Yeah, that's something now. And look who's creeping back in. Mr. Parker Dime is now right back with him. He was falling about a second and a half back, and now he is right there, probably about a half second back. But if these two are going to battle side by side, that's going to bring Parker right up close. Retro's got the inside for now. Austin holding the outside is going to get it done as they switch back. Oh, Retro tries to go, gets a tap. Austin will now take the lead. Retro drops back to second. Parker Dime in third. Retro stuck between the two WBM teammates. Not a good place to be, but Retro, man, he's holding tight in that Porsche. I gotta say, he's got his work cut out. We all know I like the Mustang a little too much. Looks like a go-kart stuck between two tanks. Yeah, definitely. These guys, we talk about this a lot when racing. The more you race with someone, the more you get to know them. These guys, as far as I've been here, have been racing for 2 seasons now, or 2 different series. And man, I can say it, the first one, there were just wrecks left and right. You know, you could almost tell nobody knew how each other drove. These guys look like they're all in sync now. They're going through corners side by side, giving each other room. Very impressive, clean driving. I know incidents happen. We've heard a little chatter on the radio, but, you know, reading their chats afterwards, these guys really just kind of handle it. Very professional. I really like these guys. Everybody does their best. You know, they understand things happen. And that is not for position at the moment. Malik Voss is trying his best to keep... that's Alvy. Trying to do his best to keep Alvy behind him. Maybe use Nathan as a pick. As he'll try to run away. So Mr. Austin Dillis is now your leader. Retro out front. Parker Dime in third. Hudson and Renner still fourth and fifth. Giddy holding on to sixth. Mr. Fozzie Fazilio in seventh, our top AM class runner. Morgan Smith in eighth. Malik Bass, who we are looking at right now, in ninth. Nathan Nickerson, our second highest AM driver in the top 10. And Mr. Alvarez, who has started from the back, had a little bit of a penalty from the last race, so he had to start last, is trying his best to make it all the way back up to the front. And just like we talked about earlier, you know, the first series we watched this guy, man, he would just start in the back on purpose and just run to the front. He'd be half a lap ahead of everyone before the end. Now, granted, we only had 10 cars then, as he is now coming in the pits early. Alvy is in early. Let's stay with Alvy. I got to see if he takes tires here. Yes, he is going to take tires. You know, he's going to win now because he's going to listen to him.
We'll see. All right, we'll see.
Yeah, people don't like to take tires in this series for some reason. It is very, very strange. Big Red said that's how it was back in the World Cup days. Yeah, we need more tire changes. That's what we need. More options for tires. Lots of tires. I'm a big fan. I can fuel save all day, but tire save? I don't think so. I need them to grip the ground and go. It's the only way you can make them last. Of course, the race we have coming up this weekend for the World Cup will be very interesting. I've seen a lot of guys having some tire issues. I'll be one of them. So we'll see. I can't probably hang with these guys because they seem to make tires last for an entire hour, which is just insanity. But I do not drive on this sim, so. But I'm confident that one day, Pix, I will get on here and I will drive these cars and burn the tires off before you know it. And prove to you guys. I'll prove to you guys. It doesn't matter what the sim is. I'm terrible. Mr. Hudson liked the livery in a McLaren. You know, we race long enough, I'm gonna start figuring out all these cars. Still need somebody in a Lambo just so we can show them what the Lambo is. We have our 3 Canadians. Hudson is our highest runner right now in 4th, Crozier in 11th, and Noel in 14th. So I guess the home track advantage right now is only helping out one guy. He's got some stiff competition in front of him. And our one German, Mr. Wevers, as man, I swear if there was bad luck, me and this guy would get along great. Because we can just seem to be our own worst enemy, or we can seem to find that luck that it only happens to you, you know? Yeah, Big Red, nobody has J-Rod's magic on tire saving. He's like the freaking whisperer. Everybody else will be completely done on their tires. He's still got like 3/4 and half a tank of gas. We don't know how he does it, but hey, some people have the gift. Oh, Fazilio has got a little company. Morgan's going to be looking to get around him and catch Mr. Hitty in front of him, as that will be 4th position in their classes. But, you know, these AM guys, they want to finish in a top 5, top 3, or, you know, steal a win. And I'm still interested. Alvy took a pit stop at just under, actually before the 20-minute mark. So he can go the rest of the way. They've only got to make 1 pit stop. And I think the only time I've ever seen anybody make 2 pit stops might have been to fix a little damage. Maybe just get out of the way. We've seen that a few times. But you know who we haven't talked about yet? That we need to go talk about is Mr. Joseph Crump. We have not seen him yet. Oh, timing could not be any worse.
Yeah.
The Chris legend lives on. At least we missed it though. But we always give a shout out to Mr. Joseph Crunk, who has no numbers on his car, but a great livery. This guy shows up every race. He finishes every race. And if he sees leaders coming up, he gets out of the way. He's very clean about it. But he shows up and he gets better and better each time he races. And, I mean, if we were going to preach anything to you, that's the one thing we say. It doesn't matter your level, skill level, where you're going to finish. Come out to the race. Get better. That's the only way you're going to get better, is just keep driving and driving. And learn from these guys. Take tips from them on the way they set up their cars. I believe this one's an open setup, so I think everybody has, options.
Yes.
If you're in a fixed setup, it's a little bit tougher. You might just have to kind of learn how to drive what car you're on. But with open setups, man, you can have so many different options. Reach out to these guys in any of the chats and ask for help, because I guarantee a lot of them will at least throw you something. Might not be the tune they're running, but it's at least something they've worked on. It's a great starting point.
For sure.
And Retro's still our leader. Austin took him over. So yeah, Retro has now fallen back.
Yeah, we saw that a while ago. Remember that Retro had that little off track, and now but look at that. Now here comes Parker.
Now, we talk about the tires, so I wonder if Retro was a little hard on his tires to stay out front of these two Mustangs. But the Mustangs might be saving fuel, but it looks like they are done being patient. And is that Hudson right behind them? Yeah, Hudson's coming up. We almost have a four-way battle brewing for the end of the race. And we have Renner and Hitty, who have been running nose to tail pretty much so far. I think all but the first couple minutes of the race as they were getting things organized. And Bevers only back up to 12th. Heartbreaking at the moment for him. You know, one day we'll get to talk to him again. I know, Big Red. I can't help my you know, Chris kind of let it roll off on me. We try not to show cars, you know, during the race. We're going to show replays. That way I can't be responsible for it. That's our way of kind of getting around it. So Coffin looks like he is starting to drop off pace a little bit. Parker's still right there behind him. But Mr. Hudson is starting to reel these guys in little by little. Austin's got a little bit more of a gap now. And I would say that these teammates are kind of switching which race they want to win. But we've seen Parker looks like he's struggling a little more at this track than Austin is. Austin seems to like the flow a little bit better on this track. Whereas Parker definitely had the edge in the last race. So coming up on the halfway mark, about 4 more minutes to go. He is, man. Hudson is pushing. I wonder how hard he is pushing to catch these guys. We're going to be very interested to see who takes tires now. I got to know if these guys are taking tires. Because everybody's pushing pretty hard. And I know it's the sim doesn't kind of, I guess, mark it as well. Because they always have the gravel and stuff. And you see all the little pebbles from the rubber in the corners. But I want to see if this is the race that they finally take tires. They never take tires. You can't tell what drives me. It just drives me nuts how they can do that. And Hitty's still... I can't tell if Hitty's just battling or if he is just kind of riding there saving the fuel. See if he can maybe make a little pass in the pits. Usually the easiest way to get around anybody. One day we're going to get him out of that Mercedes. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we're going to try. Get him in a Mustang, you know, he'll be running up front with the other guys. I'm trying. Morgan Smith. And I believe he is in... That's right, Corvette. With the McLaren right in front of him. So I get them right every once in a while. Oh, both teammates don't hit each other. Fasilio's having a great run today. I mean, he's kept that car up there. Nickerson and now Grosjean up into 10th. And it's so weird how we start with a lot of pros up front, and I don't know if it's because they have trouble, they get caught up in incidents, but we see the AM guys come from the back and start working their way up to the front. I'm telling you, by the last race, man, we're going to have them all the way up in the top 5. I mean, they're, and these guys probably reach out and, get a few tips, as you see some of them are teammates with pro drivers as well, so that's going to help them out. That is awesome news to hear, Chris. Everything is okay with the family. That is always good news to hear. We'll hold it down here as we have had our commentator's curse reach up. So, as you guys can see, Chris is still here in spirit, which is good news. Even though he's not here, I'm still going to blame him. Parker Dime. Oh, he's going. He's making a look. Oh, all over the back with a little tap to Retro. I think we found out what corner he's a little bit faster in. All the way down that back straightaway, he gets that good run. But Retro, you know, usually this is where you're going to see a Porsche just absolutely run the table. It's when they get through the tight corners. We see it a lot in Daytona, which we've talked about, the iRacing 24-hour event coming up, and then also the real race will be coming up here in a couple weeks. But the Porsche, believe it or not, is just like the top dog. It's the one that outruns everybody, and it doesn't have straightaway speed. But it's so fast in the infield and through the bus stop that it's just outrunning everybody. We'll see, Parker has fallen a little bit further back, and look who is right behind Parker. So, and that's Carol Lance. So Lance, I believe, is he already a lap down, or did he pit? No, he is a lap down. So they've already started. Okay, but well, he went a lap down because he's pitting, not because they actually went all the way around the track already. This kind of seems like a track I think they might catch the end of the field, but everybody's pretty spaced out and still keeping together. So I don't think we're going to see them starting to lap too many cars. This would be like one race where lap traffic might not come into play. That'd be a first time. Oh! He was having such a good run. Don't hit him, don't hit him, don't hit him. Oh my God, Fazilio was having such a good run. It was probably his best run of the season. Oh. Hitty on the outside. Oh, I mean, you kind of see lag there a little bit. I mean, I saw a gap before he spun. But, I mean, Hitty's pretty far out. He's not going to go to the grass, so, man, that is tough. Oh, I know. I bet there was some chatter on the radio for that one.
Oh yeah, that's netcode. That's 100% netcode.
Well, you see,
yeah,
you see that gap.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a giant gap between them. Oh, and he's going to use the fast repair to jump in the pits and come back out. Still going to lose so much time. Oh, I hate netcode so much. Oh, that's just, hey, you know, when you got, I mean, I know we've got drivers from Canada and Germany and most of them in the U.S., but even when you're going across the states or across the pond, and it's hard to keep just a level field like that. That is just so tough. I hate to always say give a little extra space because you never know, but, you know, who's giving extra space in racing? This is a game of inches I'm not giving up. Right now, your top four, Austin Dilts, Retro Coffin, Parker Dime, and Crispin Hudson, are all right together. This is going to be really interesting. 32 minutes into the race, no one has pit yet except for a few guys in the back. And we did see Alvy come in at the 20-minute mark. So he's pit 12 minutes ago, looking to maybe push that car as hard as he can and see if he can just maybe throw some fuel in it, throw some tires on, and jump back up to the front. Bevers is fast, but he just has the bad luck. You get this guy like a rabbit's foot or something. Alvy. Did Alvy just have an issue? He's just coming up straight. Okay, he's just coming up the straight. He's coming out of the slowest corner on the track. So I was like, oh my God, something wrong? Everywhere else on the track, they look like they've got the wheel pretty taut. Oh, this place looks like fun. I want to go here. We need this. We need this in the other sim. We need lots of tracks in the other sim. Still your top four. Now catching a lap car. And who are they catching? The professional himself, Mr. Joseph Crunk. It's going to get out of the way, let all four of them go by. We're going to have to give him a little attaboy here, if I can. Can't click on stuff. There we go. That's for Mr. Joseph Crunk getting out of the way. That's what we like to see. Just get out of the way. Let these guys race on. No sense in making a melee out of it. Oh, Parker is all over Retro. Just trying his best to get by. Retro does not want to give up that spot. Austin seems to have the car at the moment. But I want to see guys come in and take some fuel and maybe take some tires for the love of it. Austin and Parker, I always yell at them all the time for not taking tires, but they always do good. Oh, thank you, Chris. We appreciate the donation. It's kind of funny. Oh yeah, let me do the sound effects for Chris. Thank you very much, Mr. Sir. Glad everything is going good on the home front. Oh, Parker is still all over him. Now, here's my question. Now that Hudson is caught up, is he going to push any harder to get by him? Or is he just going to sit back and save his fuel now and try to pass him in the pits? Because he knows that the whole time in the last, the last 18 minutes, he's been watching these two guys battle or follow each other. So does he want to try to go in that bee's nest, or does he want to try to work on a little strategy, see if he can get by him in the pits? And yes, we all know I love me some Mustangs. We need to do like a Mustang series. You know, and some of our F4 cars that we'll be doing tomorrow actually have Mustang motors in them. And I'm going to ride with that story, so just roll with it. Oh, what happened to Nathan? Oh, I was hoping he was just coming out of the pits, maybe. Oh, he's coming in a little hot. Might have had a little too much back in. Yep, comes around. We've seen some good saves today. Nice way, just locks it down. Gets done with the slide. We're going to give him a good 8 on that one. That was nice slide control. You know, we do give out style points here, folks. So right now, with about 24 minutes to go, Austin Dilts is your leader. Retro Coffin in second. Parker Diamond third. Crispin Hudson in fourth. Ricky Renner in fifth. Morgan Smith in sixth. Chris Hitty in seventh. That is your pro class. And the next three are all AM class. Nathan Nickerson, who we just saw having a little bit of a spin. Grozer in ninth and Noel in 10th. Alvy and Vevers. Alvy had to start in the back. Vevers has had 2 spinoffs. I believe Malik Bass has now pit, so that might be why he's kind of out of the top 10. And Patrick Rich has had a few offs himself. So we've seen a few guys in the pit so far with a few incidences, but nothing major. I mean, we've definitely escaped with yellows, anything like that. We'll call it the Stampede series, Chris. You know, I can even talk a little more like this. We just you know, kind of country it up a little bit, have a little Mustang race. Oh, Parker all over the back of Retro through the section of the track. He is definitely faster through this section after that long straightaway. But as they get to turn 1, Retro is going to be able to pull out a little gap. That Porsche seems to have the advantage through this section of the track. Hudson's still hanging on. Ricky Renner is now in the pits. So the first of our top 7 or 8, I believe, now is pit, because I think Grozer's already pit, I believe. So here comes Renner driving through another car. That's got to be illegal. And he's definitely going to take tires. Yeah, we need to look at everybody as they come in. We need to see who takes tires and who doesn't. We're always working on something, you know, making a series here or there, everywhere. with some cars and some tracks and beverages. All right, Mr. Noel, he is going to take tires. I think this is going to be the first race we see everybody take tires on Parker. So hopefully they will learn to take tires. Parker's now going to get the inside. Oh, Coffin comes in. He's not going to fight it. That's probably the smartest thing he could do right there is go ahead and just jump in. So Austin Diltz, our leader, is also in the pits. Retro Coffin is going to drop off as well. And nope, he's not going to take tires. He's going to drive me insane again. But Retro Coffin has taken tires. And Hitty just came in. Let's see if Hitty has taken tires. So a lot of our guys now starting to make their final and only pit stop. Retro's now off. He's taking tires. Looks like Chris Hitty did not. And Nathan, yeah, neither one are taking tires. So your AM leader, which is Nathan Nickerson, and Grozer, who came in right behind him, neither one have taken tires. So we've got a mixture so far of people who have taken tires and people who have not. I'm assuming the people that have taken tires are going to push a lot harder in the race than the other guys who have not taken tires. That could make things a lot interesting. Right now, Parker Dime, your leader, we're waiting on him and Crispin Hudson to come in. They're going to stay out for another lap. Morgan Smith has now jumped all the way up to third as he has still not made a pit stop. Austin Diltz, Coffin have made their stop. Alvarez made a stop at the 20-minute mark, so he does not have to stop again, but he's going to have some pretty old tires as Ricky Renner has made his stop and probably will be catching him shortly. So we've got a lot of positions that are about to work themselves out here in the next few laps as everybody comes in and starts to cycle around. We're going to see if not Vevers, Alvey. So Alvey came in, started last. He pit with, I think at the 18-minute mark, just about before 20 minutes. Came in, he did take tires, he did take some fuel to get him to the end. However, his tires are going to be about 20 to 23-minute difference, depending on when these guys come in. And, oh, hey, you know what? I'm blaming Chris. This is Chris's fault somehow. Stop showing Alvey. Show another car. Go show Hitty or something. All right. Leader's in. Parker Dime's in the pits. He can't wreck. Let's just show cars in the pits. That way I can't cause nobody to wreck. Austin has not pot yet. He is about to pit. Parker, all right, let's see. Does he take tires? No, he's not going to take tires. Driving me nuts. All right, so Hudson stays out. He does not come in. He's going to stay out for one more lap. This is your top four. Hudson, Parker Dime, Austin Diltz, and Retro Coffin. These guys have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Renner has maybe lost his running mate, Mr. Hitty. Hitty. Oh. No. Yeah, he lost a lot of time. Parker is going to gain a gap. Now, remember, Retro took tires. Parker and Austin did not. So that's why you're going to see that little bit bigger gap where he did lose some time because he switched out that tires. He's now got 17 minutes to pretty much throw those tires against the wall. He can run them until they're dead because he doesn't have as much time. These guys already have 43 minutes on these set of tires. They're going to, I don't care how good you are at saving tires. After an hour, they're going to have some wear on them. Leader is in, Crispin Hudson. Chris says that he is sorry. And no tires for Hudson. So Chris says he is sorry to Alvey for making him wreck, as we see Alvey right there coming in, probably to get some damage and maybe go ahead and just make another pit stop at this point. So as everybody circles back around, Hudson is just coming out of the pits. Austin Diltz is going to reclaim the lead. think, oh, that's not retro. I think that's just a lap car in there. Yeah, that's just a lap car. So Austin is going to take a giant gap now. Hudson will hold off Parker Dime for the time being to gain second spot. And Retro has had the biggest drop off, as he is the only one out of the top 4 that took tires. The other 3 have not taken any tires. So Retro is just going to throw this thing to the wolves and just go as fast as he can. I mean, let it all hang out, right? Leave it all on the track. You got 15 minutes to get it done. I'm super excited to see if he can make that run as a guy who's a big fan of taking tires. But you can catch a Mustang, but trying to pass a Mustang is a whole different ball game. And it looks like our pro guys have kind of pushed those AM guys back down. It's kind of a weird, I've never actually seen it like that, where it's all pros in the top 9. And your AM leader, Nathan Nickerson, is now followed by 5 other AM drivers. That is crazy. It's like a Christmas tree. Yeah. Hudson was able to hold on and actually jump ahead of Parker in the pit stop. So, like I said, when he caught up to them, I wonder if he just sat back there and saved enough fuel. So as we talked about, Parker had to get the fastest lap and win this race. Austin Diltz had to finish 6th or worse, and Bevers had to finish 5th or worse for him to kind of claim the championship. Right now, that is not going to happen. It looks like Austin Diltz is going to maybe hold on to win this one, but still a long way to go. Hudson, totally playing spoiler alert today, is going to get himself some points and jump up. Retro still right there. Ricky Renner. Now Bevers, unbelievably, right now has your fastest lap and is running in 6th place. He was your pole sitter, had a little runoff on his own in turn 3 at the start of the race, right on the first lap. Comes around, also has another spin off all by himself, and has driven from the back to the front. So Bevers is making sure that championship stays close and stays in his sight. So I believe the gap wasn't very much in the pro class. He had about 13 to 15 points, something like that. It wasn't much. But, like we said, with Austin, no matter where they've ran in the top 5, they're usually nose to tail 1 and 2. It looks like Austin's got a little bit more of the advantage this race. Parker is usually the guy he's following around.
Yeah, at the moment, Austin keeping the championship alive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With Austin where he's at, Hudson in between them to create more of a gap and the points is really going to help out. Now, I know they're teammates. You never want to root against a teammate, but you are going for a championship. So Austin might like it if, Retro gets up there and maybe passes Parker, which, will be impossible, but he'll still give it a go. Oh, close battle. Bevers still trying to gain every position he can get back, and he is all over Ricky Renner right now, trying to get that top 5 and also keep his championship hopes alive. Now, as long as Austin finishes in 1st, he really doesn't have to finish, 5th or better or 6th or better, anything like that. It's all going to come down to he still wants to close that championship gap. So if he knows Parker right now is in 3rd, he wants to get this position for as many points as he can get. And currently he does have the fastest lap, so that's going to be bonus points. He'll need every bonus point he can get, especially if every time he has a race, he's going to find the bad luck, if you will. So only 12 minutes to go. Underneath Ricky. Oh, hold it together. Looks like Ricky's going to at least make it a little easy on him, not fight him too much. Bevers also with no numbers on his placard. Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Depending on how they set up their livery, sometimes
Yeah.
that can happen. Yeah.
And Retro has just stolen the fastest lap.
Yes, sir.
With a 1:15.544. Our closest one to that, I believe, is the 15.702 by Hudson. So it looks like our second and fourth place guy was a little quicker than our first place and third place guy. But remember, Retro is the only one that took tires out of the top 4. Our top 3 did not take any tires. They took fuel only. I'm wondering if Hudson took a little less fuel so he could get that gap in front of Parker. So if Ever's still on his crusade at this point, I know he's got, let's look at the interval times in between each driver. So I think Vevers has quite a gap. Yeah, he has 11 seconds he's got to go to even catch up with the top 4. I like this track, though. This is awesome. I like the fact that these guys are still that close together. We've got technically a 4-car battle. I know Austin's out front, but I got to see if when they start putting pressure on them, if they're going to be able to do anything in the last 9 minutes of the race. And yeah, I think this championship will go to the last race.
Hopefully.
I don't see anybody, getting out front. Like we've talked about, I mean, Austin's playing spoiler. Parker may have the edge, but if Evers can put it together, get the pole, get the fastest lap, and run away with a race, all of a sudden, I mean, that thing's going to turn upside down.
Yeah, and Retro is getting closer to Dime, and all of his 3 latest laps have been faster.
Yeah, Retro's definitely, those tires are coming into play. I just wonder if Retro knew he was going to take tires, if he had come in a little bit earlier when we saw Alvy do that before Chris made him have an off track. He was not Chris Hitty, but before he had an off track, he gained a lot of spots pitting early. So that was kind of something. I wonder if Retro could have come in a little bit earlier, because now I guarantee you, with 9 minutes left, Parker is not worried about his tires or his fuel. He's worried about getting that last podium position. Austin looks like for now he will hold strong. Hudson is in second, Parker Dime in third, with Retro Coffin all over his rear with fresh tires. A lot fresher tires, about 43 minutes fresher tires. They don't get any better than that. So Vevers will probably hold down 5th, Ricky Renner in 6th, Morgan Smith in 7th, Chris Hitty in 8th, and Malik Bass, after all the pit stops have cycled around, has reclaimed his top 10. Nathan Nickerson, your AM leader, in 10th, Brozier in 11th, Mayberry in 12th, and Noel 13th, Alvarez 14th. Lance all the way back in 15th. And now our guys that have probably run into a few things, Mr. Lackney, Sierra, and Jacob Hurd, probably kind of had a bit of a race, if you will. I think, do we have anybody out of the race?
Yeah, Joseph Kronk, Fossi Fosilo, and Eric Samano.
Oh, so Kronk had to retire. So this would be the first time that Joseph Kronk doesn't finish a race?
Maybe not the first time, but he has finished definitely most of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, look, I'll give a guy a mulligan.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Monaco? I hate that track. I can't drive it. If I ever play that game, I'll skip that track. I hate it. I can't do it. So, yeah, I understand. Some days, man, you just got to have a mulligan. But this is starting to heat up. 7 minutes to go. Retro Coffin is all over the back of Parker. He's got a lot fresher tires by about 43 minutes. He is just probably going to send it right here. See him going out kind of wide. Austin just out in front, 2 seconds on Hudson. Hudson's starting to kind of try to pull a little gap to get away from these guys. But the more they start to battle and push harder, they're probably going to start catching Mr. Hudson. We have almost a three-way battle for the last 2 podium positions. And yeah, we'll always give Joseph a mulligan. Joseph does a good job. Always very respectful. Oh, he was doing everything he could to get out of the way. Oh, appreciate that, Patrick. Way to get out of the way. Awesome. But that just brought all 3 of these guys together. Hudson, Parker Dime, Retro Coffin. We have a 3-way battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th with just under 5 minutes to go. Probably another 2-3 laps. I've lost track completely of where they are on the track and times because I am just enthralled with how this race has come down. Austin's very happy about this. He wants to see these guys battle it out, see how they're just going to finish. He wants that gap to grow, get a nice easy win. But right now, Hudson, Parker Dime, Retro Coffin, all in a battle for the podium positions.
And Dime needs to make sure he finishes the race. No incidents, no crashes, no nothing.
Yeah, this could be detrimental for Parker. Anybody gets a little too brave at the end. Parker's got a big gap in the points. If he has a devastating day, it will be absolutely just devastating to his points. Oh, Retro's there. These guys, curbs? What curbs? They're hitting everything that's not moving. Oh, this is epic right here. This is an absolutely epic battle at the end. Here comes the long back straightaway. Coming into this next corner, we've seen the Mustang have a little more of an advantage than the Porsche does. But the Porsche seems to be able to pull away at the first part of the track. And McLaren, I haven't really seen an issue. Oh, here comes Parker. Wow. Oh, man. I mean, I know it goes inside, but we don't see any damage from any cars or anything flying off. Uh-oh. Oh, Austin catching a lapped car. Going way out into the dirt. We've seen that a lot today. I'm actually very surprised we have not seen a lot of spins where guys are maybe overcorrecting and losing the back end on that corner. So right now, Crispin Hudson doing everything he can to hold on to that 2nd place. Parker Dime in 3rd as we're looking back at him. Retro Coffin all over his back. That is not Veber's behind them. That is a lap car. Kyle's Mill Mayberry trying to make a move on Noel. Like that livery, by the way, on the Noel car. Very colorful. Yeah, I like that. Very colorful livery. And these guys are battling. They wish they could catch up to Nathan and get that top 10. But we can't look away from this. We're coming down to our last 3 minutes. Retro is going to do everything he can. Maybe at the last lap. Maybe extend it. Hudson's wanting them to battle so he can maybe get away. Small look from Retro. Just a peek. Let him know, keep him honest. Let him know you're still there. Austin's still gaining a little bit more time as these guys are still battling it out. He's gained a couple of tenths. Oh, wow, bad spot. I think he clipped him. Yeah, Retro clipped him. And that's what we talk about. Joseph is as far to the outside as he can get out of the way on that corner. But it's a bad spot at just a bad time. Now, we might have, I don't know, maybe we got a little lag on that one as well because front of Retro's car looks okay.
Yeah, maybe.
And Joseph looks like he took damage, but Retro looks okay. And they're catching lap traffic at the absolute worst time you could catch lap traffic, right at the end of the race. This will be, yeah, I think this is the final lap. And we are at 59 minutes. Here comes Parker, now looking to get under Hudson. Hudson's lost a little bit of time. Terrell Lance is running for his life, trying to get out of the hornet's nest. Retro looking underneath. Parker looking underneath Hudson. These guys are checking mirrors as much as they're looking out the front window right now. Everything they can do to hold these positions. Oh, a big dive! Retro taps Parker. Parker goes wide. Oh, Patrick Rich almost makes contact but stays honest. Oh, that might be a review on that one, but for now. Yeah, that's what we're waiting to see. They're going to be in a long straightaway here.
Yeah,
Retro has gone to the outside to give the position back. Look at that. Yeah, that is awesome. What a great redress we just saw. A little slow on my clickings. Sandell's going to take the victory. Crispin Hudson will hold on to second. Parker Dime will hold on to third. And Retro Coffin comes home fourth. Great battle from everybody right there at the end. And we'd love to see, we're going to give Retro a little bit of a shout out right there.
Yes.
Great way to tap and just give the position back. That's a redress. That's what we like to see when you kind of take a position a little honestly. Chris Hitty will come home in sixth. Malik Bass in seventh. Morgan Smith will come home in eighth. Nathan Nickerson, your AM winner, will come home in ninth. Ooh, he's got people all over his rear. A little battle to the end. It's Ricky Renner, man. Renner had a bad ending to his race, falling off. Rozier in 11th. Here comes Noel in 12th. A little battle at the end here. Alvey and Mayberry. Now, it is for overall position. I know Alvey had to make 2 pit stops, so, hey, at least you get to race to the end. Porsche versus a McLaren. Oh, wait, no, wait. Yeah, he's in a McLaren. Whew. That was an absolutely fun race. I can't believe how all 4 guys right at the end. Austin gets a little lucky with the pull away as they start battling. I think he definitely had the car today. Woo! Man, I like this track. We need to do this one again. This is fun. You're good. Hope everybody enjoyed that race. We're going to get everybody in here to do some interviews and talk with our winners, our top podium in pro and our AM leader. If Nathan wants to come join us, we'll see who wants to join us and say a few words and have a chat with us, get their thoughts on how that race just went. I know there's a few guys that have some comments that we'll have to leave those out. And yeah, Retro, we saw you give that back. Awesome job, man. That was, unfortunate, but we appreciate that. And your winner in the Ford Mustang, Mr. Austin Dilts, Crispin Hudson coming home in second. In the McLaren, Parker Dime, teammate of your winner. Also in the Mustang in third, Retro Coffin in the Porsche in fourth. Alexander Weber's tough day, but amazing drive to come all the way back from 2 spins to get a top 5 finish. Chris Hitty in sixth, Malik Bass in seventh. Morgan Smith, great run as usual, coming from the back to the front. Nathan Nickerson, your top AM finisher and only AM finisher in the top 10. And Ricky Renner is 10th. 11th is Gabriel Grozer. 12th, Matthew Noel. 13th, Kyle Mills Mayberry. 14th, Alberto Alvarez. 15th, Terrell Lance. 16th, Patrick Rich. 17th, Cayman Lackney. 18th, Javi Sierra. 19th, Jacob Hurd. 20th, Joseph Crunk. Ooh. Well, I think maybe the first or second time won't finish today. Also not finishing. Oh, he did. Oh, he did finish. Okay, and then our non-finishers would be Fozzie Fazilio and Eric Romano. Nathan, my friend, how was your race today? And congratulations on an AM victory, technically.
Hey, buddy, thank you so much. Yeah, the race wasn't too bad. I was a little worried Fozzie was just gonna pull away the whole race and wasn't gonna be able to catch him, but the unfortunate netcode happened, I heard, and able to hang on to it most of the race, and then ended up spinning it in turn one, and Gabriel was right there, so I knew I had to just hang on to it, slow down a little bit, keep myself cool, calm, collected. So ended up pulling it off.
Yeah, this place seems pretty fast, and we did have just a couple incidences where wrong place, wrong time, and unfortunate netcode. We saw a couple items of that happening, but overall, I mean, how is this track and how does it drive?
It's like you said, really fast, and some of the corners almost feel like they're off camber with a little bit of Sebring bump on there, depending where you're at in the corner. And if you hit it just right, it feels perfect, so silky smooth, and really easy to just lose it if you're not too careful, though. So
Yeah, it's
lots of
going
fun.
to seem like a track with a good flow, but you're also kind of on that rail, and if you come off that rail, you might be in some grassy knolls.
Yeah, exactly. I let off a little too much one time, over rotated the car, and just couldn't save it. Luckily, it didn't hit anything, but it was
We
scary.
we did give you a 7 for style points on that, or maybe an 8. Was it 7 or 8? Yeah, it was good style points.
That time was not the time to showcase the drifting skills.
It was some pretty good, car control and drifting. I like how you just locked it down. It really, really saved you. But also, nobody coming flying around that corner also saved you as well.
Oh, so lucky on that. Yeah.
Well, you got any shout outs or anything you want to send out?
Yeah, to Ricky for ripping pretty good in that race as well, and then Josh Betts and Alex watching, and a little bit of Eric Martin watching as well. So just the next gen team.
Awesome, man. Well, we can't wait to see you not next week, but the week after for the next race.
Oh, we're on break. Dang it.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of Daytona racing going on iRacing and in real life. So
Oh, true.
apparently people will be busy doing things.
Cool. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you next time.
See you then.
Oh, my favorite person to talk to, Mr. Parker.
What's up, dude?
What's up, buddy? How was the race?
It was good. It was pretty eventful for me. Yeah, third, not a bad result after the situation, but I was trying to set up a run on Crispin at the end there, and things happen.
Now, usually, Austin's kind of following you around, So did you guys just have it as like a team orders that y'all were going to switch it up, or was Austin a little faster in this place?
No, there's no team orders, but I'm noticing a trend that whenever I give him a setup, he smokes me. So it's kind of probably that's going to stop there now that it's pretty much down to us at this point in the championship for first.
Well, I mean, with the points today, it is going to mix things up. Mr. Hudson was kind of playing spoiler, and Mr. Bevers was able to kind of do a little damage control on his race. So points might be a little closer than you think after this one.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Austin's going to need another setup for the next race. So
he's not getting it.
You got any shout outs or anything you want to give out other than the Ford Mustang being super awesome?
Shout out to my parents, my wife, and Austin for the win.
Cool, man. Well, we will definitely see you next time out as you keep chasing these championship dreams.
All right. Thank you.
See you, bud. Where'd he go? Did Crispin leave? I think he left. All right. Already went to Parker. We've got to go to Austin now. We got to go to the man that saw that had the dream, Mr. Austin Dilts.
Hey Fry, how's it going, man?
What's up, buddy? So
Oh,
we heard about some, no team orders, but I might have just cut you off on the setup brigade. So how was the race for you?
it was good. It was good. I mean, pretty uneventful, honestly. Alexander went off early and Parker went off early, and then battle with Juan for a little bit, and then I was able to get ahead of him, and I feel like the Porsche was kind of falling apart, and the Mustang just kind of came into its own. So
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
seemed
really.
like there was a part that you were faster than the Porsche, but the Porsche seemed to be faster kind of in the first sector. But once you got on that back straightaway, you were just running them down. It seemed like you guys were back and forth. But we were wondering, a couple Porsches did seem to have that issue where they just kind of dropped off.
Yeah. Once their tires get hot, it's really, really tough to go through the high G corners. And with the Mustang, she's a heavy girl, and you got to be careful, especially like not taking tires and putting more fuel in. You can't go out bending it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I took it easy this race, and I feel like I got lucky because Crispin and those guys didn't catch me.
Yeah, I was surprised. So out of our top four, Retro was the only one that took tires. Everybody else did not take tires, as y'all never do and drive me insane.
That's why he had the confidence to send it there at the end.
Yeah, so that's why I would say, look, I was impressed. You guys have 43 minutes on your tires. He has a brand new set. He's got 15 minutes to just run them into the ground anyway, right? He doesn't have to save them. So I was really expecting him to make a lot faster run up to the front and catch back up to everybody. So kind of impressed with you guys that he wasn't able to do that.
Could have been another, strategy on his part because he was able to snag fastest lap. So it's an extra point there.
Yep.
But
You never know. But so when you guys came out of the pits, you were the leader. You were just kind of out in front. You had just gotten a little bit bigger gap than you had when you guys came in. Did you kind of feel like they were going to catch back up to you, or did you feel like you could run away?
I definitely took it easy for a couple laps, and then I looked down, and the gap was shrinking rapidly. So I got back on my horse and
Okay.
just locked back in at the end. Yeah, I was definitely not taking it easy. They were really fast at the end.
Yeah.
So I was
and this
worried that
guy-
mistake, and I was gonna get fourth or fifth.
Yeah, that's what we always talk about. Somebody could be out front and it looks like they're just cruising, but they're not, because the minute you kind of slow down and let off, that's when you start making mistakes. So you just got to stay in that rhythm and keep moving. So yeah, we were kind of wondering, is he going to keep it together? Is he going to have a little oopsie?
You guys get the Mustang's outside pass?
Oh yeah, we definitely caught
man.
that one. Oh yeah, we
Dude,
got that one on.
She stuck really well there.
Yeah, that's one of those. Okay, yeah, you made it.
I was more waiting for the Porsche to wash out into me, and then Parker was just gonna run.
Yeah, also that, either he's going to hit you, and even though it's unintentional or something, once you hit grass, that's the end of that. And I mean, you guys in the last corner, y'all wore that grass out past the dirt.
The off track there is really, really liberal. You can take a lot more than you'd think.
Hey, as long as you're not getting the penalty for it, that's what matters. But me personally, I'm staying off the grass because I don't like going sideways.
Mustang excels sideways, Fry. Come on.
Yeah, I know. It's just king of all cars, But I can't go on and on about it because then we'd never get off the air. So, you got any shout outs or anything you want to send out?
Yeah. Big shout out to my wife, my dad, the WBM family. Big shout out to Parker for that setup. I know that was talked about a little bit. I'm gonna keep asking him for him. Hopefully, he doesn't get too stingy on that.
Oh, he's gonna get stingy, but just ask him a lot.
I'm just gonna bug him until he's like, "All right, shut up. Here you go." Big shout out to you guys too. You guys put on a great broadcast. I love rewatching it.
We appreciate it greatly and appreciate all you and all your team and every other driver that comes out to compete in the series. As I talked about it during the broadcast, man, the more you guys run together, the better the competition level's getting. Some of these guys in the back are starting to catch you guys. So, look out.
Not yet.
Hey, well,
Hell
as
yeah.
long as Parker's not handing out setups anymore.
Hey man, as long as the Mustang's out front, that's all that matters in the WDM colors.
you know where I stand. All right, my man, we're gonna get out of here. We will see you on the next race in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. Take it easy, guys.
See you, buddy.
Thank you.
We definitely made it through that one. That was a fun race. That was good. And these guys are also going to put on the 3 hours of Bathurst
Yes.
coming up.
This is a
I think-
standalone event for them on
yeah, this is
on the 15th of February. And this is just a few days before the official iRacing event, so people can use this for practice. So everyone can register on their SimGrid, and if there's enough people, we'll broadcast it for ENVY. So feel free to register and join and get some practice for the official Bathurst event.
yeah, more cars the better, Definitely makes it worthwhile.
Here's the calendar. This one is okay. This one shows the break for Daytona, so January 24th, Road Atlanta.
All right, so we will be off next week. No race next week. We will come back on January 24th for Road Atlanta, and then they will finish up round 7 on January 31st at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. One of these times we got to do just like Indy, like just Indy track, no road course.
Oh yeah. Or maybe in an IndyCar or something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind just. I don't, as far as I know, in real life, they've never put GT cars on just the Indy circuit. So if you have the option to do it in a sim, why not?
You know what?
An
We'll do
interesting
that
race.
for a Sunday fun day. So you can come do commentary, and we'll see how Chris does on a GT3 on the Indy Oval.
Oh yeah, we use Chris as our guinea pig to test out these ideas.
Yeah.
So this is how we come up with all this really cool stuff.
Yeah, maybe we can get John and all the MP guys join for a Sunday fun day, and we'll see how GT3s do on Indy.
Absolutely, it'll be fun. Somebody will be out there in a Mustang.
Yeah.
And as usual, these guys are chasing a nice looking trophy. Top 3 in Pro will get a trophy. Top 3 in Am will also get a trophy. And one lucky guy will get the coaching by Dave, which will probably help them out tremendously.
Uh-huh.
And I am your host. Chris had to bail out on us and kind of herd a few guineas across the desert. So after he gets done with that, he might join us for tomorrow. If not, we will see him next week. I am your host, Fry, and that's my guy who always makes me sound and looks good, Mr. Pix.
Thank you, Fry, and shout out to Chris. He had to leave for a family emergency, but as we read on the chat, he things are fine now, or at least better. So shout out to him and to the family, and really hoping to hear good news very soon.
Absolutely, and he wants to do the Indy Oval, so we'll do it sometime in a car somewhere with rain or no rain. I don't know yet.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out to Eitan as well, our executive producer, watching us from the north in Canada, where the track was today.
Absolutely, he's in the colder regions.
Yes.
Yeah, he needs to move down here where it's in the hotter regions. It's much better.
Yeah, and thank you, Fry. Thank you for hosting today. That was fun.
Absolutely not an issue. Always happy to step in and show off, especially this kind of racing that we just got to watch. That was super awesome. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Don't forget to check us out in 2 weeks as we come back to Road Atlanta for ENVY Simsports G3 Sprint Series of Americas. Even though technically it's in Canada, we still count it because we love you.
Yeah, thank you,
So,
Fry.
we will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, come join us for racing, ENVYSports.com, and get signed up. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Are you looking for professional broadcasting on a budget? How about broadcast with colorful commentary, guest commentators, and after-race interviews? Do your league branding and social media graphics need a facelift? Custom results and series graphics looking like a fifth grader did them? Event organization taking up way too much of your time? Engage GTC TV and let us help you show the world your events.